Om Yogis, welcome to this practice today with the energy or the emotion of doubt. Let's take a blanket, you guys, pop it behind your head and lie down in Shavasana. Give yourself time to arrive. Drop your awareness into your body. Let your body relax against the floor. And as you mentally scan your inner self, your body, see if you can notice that where there's any areas of contraction and just bring your breath to them. I asked myself today, right in this practice, what does doubt feel like for me? A doubt is a feeling of contraction, a holding back, a feeling of not being open. You know, not being quite sure. I don't know if I can do that. I can't let go. I'm not sure about that. We can notice this contraction in the physical body as we lie here in Shavasana as a resistance against gravity. Just scan your physical body and see if there's any areas of your body that are resisting gravity now. And as you exhale, see if you can let go, release. Doubt is an emotion of resistance. Doubt is an emotion of contraction. So any resistance, any contraction you feel in your body, bring your breath to it. See if you can counter any of that physical doubt with breath. Create space with breath. We're going to do a practice today that works with the back, with the spine. We're going to look at the health of our backs. We're going to do a practice specifically for back health. For me, there's no doubt that when I'm in this contracted feeling of doubt, it impacts my spine. My spine becomes very rigid, very contracted, sore, painful even. I get back spasms, all kind of stuff like that, because there's so much holding away there. And you know that doubting energy has an over-contraction. A little bit of contraction is good, it holds us up, but that over-contraction creates pain. And for me, it creates pain in my back. So let's start to counter this by bringing one knee at a time towards your chest. We're going to go super slow and super gentle today. I want you to really work inside your body. Just feeling where there's a contraction, and as you exhale, try to let any resistance to gravity go and bring your breath into any contraction in your body. You can hold your knee to your chest, the other leg is straight, and you can alternate this. So you can swap the legs over if you haven't done so already. You can hold this stretch if it feels good for your lower back. If you want to work sort of more with your core, you can alternate more quickly with your legs, bringing one knee in and then the other more quickly. We're practicing for our back health today. The spine holds us up, it holds the limbs together. So where there's doubt, there's often an over-contraction in the back. And what I'd like you to do today is to choose what is best for your body. What helps with any contraction that you feel in your body today? Work with that contraction. Bring breath to that contraction. Your knees are coming into towards your chest one at a time, as slowly or as quickly as you like. So you may do sort of 2-3 repetitions of this, or you may do 20. Bring your breath to any feelings of contraction in your body. It's nice to have the head raised on the blanket here because it connects us to the core of the body, and you might want to bring awareness to your core. You might not want to bring so much awareness to your core practice for your own sort of back health today. Now when you're ready, you can bring both of your knees in and just hold your knees in towards your chest here. Again, breathing into any feelings of contraction, bringing the breath there. See if you can soften the contraction, soften the physical doubts in your body, and also soften any resistance to gravity, anywhere where you are holding away from the floor where you need not hold. Let go. Doubt is a feeling of over-contraction, moving away from, not being quite sure. It's like a shyness. I'm not quite sure about that. So let's soften everything. It's all okay. Breathe into your lower back. Bring space where there is contraction. Beautiful. And then we're going to keep the knees sort of together and in. You can choose to put a block between your knees here, which will create stability for your lower back, if you so wish to. And we're just going to take the knees over to the left and back to center, and over to the right and back to center. Now if you're doing this more quickly, you're creating a strengthener for your core, which is very, very good for your back. If you prefer to just take a stretch over to the side and just release completely, you can do that. And move more slowly here. So we're giving you a lot of choice today in this practice. We want to discern the truth of the body and work with this today. Work with this through every yoga practice, but really be in truth with where you are contracted, where you are resisting, and work there. We're counteracting any doubt in the body with discernment, with awareness. We're discerning the truth of the body, and we're going to work there today. You can do more or you can do less. You can go faster or you can go slower. You can even skip a pose if you must, if your body is saying, I don't want to do that. The thing is, lovelies, is doubt and discernment both come from the same kind of contraction. They both pull us away from something. But there is a difference. Discernment counteracts doubt. So just for now, just discern what is good for your body. Breathe into any contraction. Working with the truth of yourself today. Beautiful. Let's come back to center when you're ready. You can keep the block between your knees or you can release that if you want to. But just bring your feet to the mat and just bring your hands, your fingertips to the frontal hip bones and just start to tilt your pelvis. So we're just gently rocking the pelvis forwards and back, creating a little hollow through the spine. The block between the knees will help to bring more stability to this. We're synchronizing the breath with the movement. So as the lower back pushes towards the floor and the pelvis tips towards you, you're exhaling, and then inhale as the pelvis moves away from you and you create that little tunnel with the lower back. Now just discern the truth of your body today. Which way, which tilt, is it forwards or is it back that feels more contracted for you? Just discern where your back is. Discern where you are today. Go as quickly or as slowly as is right for your body. How do we know the difference between discernment and doubt? Discernment counters doubt. Discernment has a straightforwardness, a setting of boundaries of what is good for us, a drawing of lines for ourselves. Doubt has an inability to draw those lines. So doubt it has an inability to draw those lines. Both come from the same contraction. I'm not sure. So that contraction can take us into doubt and into instability and inability, or that contraction of I'm not sure can take us into a setting of boundaries or a drawing of lines that are healthy for us. Doubt is not productive. Discernment is productive. Discernment doesn't procrastinate, but doubt does procrastinate, but both come from the same kind of contraction of I don't know, I'm not sure. So we can see now why we are countering doubt with discernment. And we need the truth to discern something. We need to work with the truth of the body to discern what is right for us. Lovely. Let's stop with those pelvic tilts now, and remove the block if it's there, and just bring your feet up off of the mat so your knees are still bent as if you're sitting in a chair with your back against the floor. And we're just going to tap your left toe to the ground as you exhale. Inhale, bring the left leg back to center. Exhale, tap the right toe to the ground. Inhale, back to center. So we're just alternating between the legs. We're very, very aware and very engaged with the core. And we're just using this motion to create some easy leg raises and some nice sort of easy core strengthening. You can go as quickly or as slowly as you like. Do what works with the truth of your body. Exercise discernment, straightforwardness, drawing lines. And this will counter any doubt in your body, counter any doubt in your mind. Use your core strength. Use your breath to open up any unnecessary contraction or any unnecessary resistance. You can pop the blanket behind your head if this helps you connect to your core. And if this is super easy for you, you could do both. You could do both legs at the same time. Or you could, instead of tapping your toes to the floor, you could extend your leg down to a hover. The leg that's coming down, you can have it extended and have your heel just hovering above the ground, then bring it back to center. Work with where you are today. Be okay with where you are today. Do what is right for you. So draw the right lines for you. And this brings you into an energy of personal discernment. It's very stabilizing, actually, to have the confidence to choose what is right for us. It brings us out of doubt. Beautiful. Let's finish up when you're ready. Lovely. And then just lie flat for a second. Just let your legs relax. Let's come into another short Shavasana. What is doubt? It's a feeling of contraction, a holding back, and not being open, and not a failure to trust. So let's come into Shavasana and let's just really see if we can practice trust, releasing any contraction as best we can, bringing breath to it, bringing the exhale to any resistance away from gravity. Choose whether your Shavasana is with your legs extended, or you might just want to knock your knees in and bring your feet to the outer edges of your mat. As best you can, release and let go. Discern the truth of your body today and work there. Gorgeous. Okay, let's roll to one side when you're ready. Take whatever stretches you might need to bring yourself onto, any side of your body is fine. Let's all roll to the right side actually. And we're going to bend the knees in, and we're going to keep the feet together, but we're just going to open the knees for sort of like a froggy sort of style opener through the legs. We're inhaling as we open the legs, we're exhaling as we close the legs here. We're connecting to the core. We're going as slowly or as quickly as we choose to. Connecting through the pelvic floor also helps us to stabilize the back body. Notice any unnecessary contraction in the body. See if you're gripping on in your jaw a little bit too much, around your eyes. Beautiful. Now just roll, just finish that. Roll to the other side or bring yourself to the other side in whatever way works. And let's do the same exercise on the other side. Opening as you inhale, closing as you exhale, releasing any unnecessary contraction. It's beautiful really when we do a yoga class that we are just told for like an hour and a half what to do. There's no doubt, there's no decision making. I mean, there's a little bit. We have to decide for ourselves what is right for ourselves, but just to have this structure of being instructed counters the feeling of doubt inside of us. It helps us feel secure. For me, my yoga practice gives me a place in my life where I know exactly what I'm doing. I listen to the instructions and I do my best. And that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. So when you're ready, you guys, let's roll to your right side again. So we're onto the right hip. And we're going to bend the left leg and hook your left foot behind your right knee. So your right leg is kind of straight out and your left foot is sort of hooked behind it. And your left knee is bent and up towards sort of the sky. We're going to hold the raised knee with your right arm, so opposite arm to the knee. Place your left hand behind the base of your head. And we're just going to rotate the upper body until the left shoulder comes down to the mat. And in your own time, we're going to move in and out of this rotation. Exhaling as you come up and inhaling as you relax the shoulder back to the floor. It looks like a sit-up, but it should feel nice and easeful. It creates a really beautiful stretch for your lower back. And you can discern, how to do this exercise in the way that feels right for your body today. Work with the truth of your body. Do more, do less. Hold the stretch for longer. Whatever feels right. It sort of creates a flexion and a rotation that really stretches the lower back in a really healthy way. And it's not something that I get to do that often, so, I'm just going to do a few more. Lovely. And then in your own time, we're going to slowly come on out of that and switch to the other side. So you'll be lying on your left side now. Bending your right leg, hooking your right foot behind your left knee, holding your raised knee with your left arm, so opposite knee to arm. Right hand comes behind the base of the skull, and you just rotate the upper body until left shoulder comes down to the mat. Inhale here, and as you exhale, gently sort of lift up and out to your own capacity. Moving in and out of this rotation. So it does look like a sort of a sit-up, but it feels to me a lot nicer than a sit-up. Exhaling as you come up and inhaling as you come down. Countering the energy of doubt with, clear instruction as well as anything else. We're here, we're doing our practice. This is what we're doing right now. There's nothing else to think about. It's coming into the truth of the body, discerning what is right for us, and that's all we need to know. There's a relaxation in that. There's a real relaxation in being told what to do for a while. Gorgeous. When you're ready, come on out of that and just come to lie down on your back again. Bringing your hands to your frontal hip bones. Start to take those pelvic tilts. Now you can just do this, or you can choose to push yourself up into bridge. As you inhale and as you exhale, let the hips descend. Inhale, hips rise up. And exhale, hips descend. You might even want to take your hands up and over your head, letting your bridge move, or you might still be in those pelvic tilts. We're choosing today what is right for the truth of our body. We're choosing to follow the body wisdom. We're discerning what is right for us by drawing really strong lines in our practice. What is good for us? I don't need to do what everyone else is doing. I can do more, I can do less. I can go faster, I can go slower. We're countering the emotion of doubt with a strong ability to discern what is right for us. Both doubt and discernment come from this contraction that moves us away from something and says, oh, I don't know about that. Doubt it procrastinates, it just stays with that, I don't know. Whereas discernment is productive. Discernment says, okay, well, maybe there's a good reason why I don't know. Let's look at that. Let's see where I'm at. Let's set some boundaries, draw some lines around what is good for me, and then let's do that. Let's choose something productive. Discernment is straightforward, is strong, and doubt has an incapacity or an inability to draw lines. Doubt procrastinates, and discernment is productive. And so by now you may have discerned to stop or not. But when you're ready, let's come out of that bridge position, grab a strap, and just hook the strap around your right foot for a hamstring stretch. Your left foot can be either extended or bent. It's completely up to you. Choose what is right for the truth of your body today. When we are in doubt, we need to come into truth. Work with truth, whatever truth we can find. So we're stretching out the hamstring. I've forgotten which foot it is, but it doesn't really matter which foot you've chosen. We're working with the breath. We're bringing breath into any contraction that we feel in this part of the body. And for some of us, there's quite a lot of contraction here. Working with the breath to open us up to whatever it is. Bring us towards whatever it is. It's not so shy. We're not moving back away from ourselves. We're moving more sort of strongly into ourselves. We're also working today to release the lower back and just for general back health, because that holding back moves into the spine and creates chaos in the spine. So big deep breaths, easing away any physical doubt, easing away any unnecessary resistance to gravity. Might be in the shoulders, might be in the face. You might want to bring that blanket behind your head again if that feels nice for you today. And I'm deliberately being quiet so you can get into the truth of your body. Where there is doubt, lovely, bring breath. Meet doubt with discernment. Don't keep shying away from yourself. Meet doubt with discernment. Know you have the ability to choose and to draw lines. Drawing a beautiful line up towards the ceiling now with your leg, and if it feels right for your body, you can at this point take that leg out to the side, away from the body. It's your choice. If you want to just stay with a regular stretch, you can, you choose what is right for you, lovely. Bring your discernment to any doubt. Release the feeling of contraction that doubt brings into the body, that holds you back, that resists being open to a thing, that shies away from. Bring breath to any contraction, to any resistance to gravity, any feelings of I don't know, I can't let go. Just to see if you can bring breath there. If nothing else, even if you're still holding on, bring breath there. Create space. And now it's your choice. You can stay there for longer if you want to. You can come back to center. And you can take the leg or over the body is another option. So if the leg is coming over the body, it'll be coming in the opposite direction. Come into the truth of your body. I'm going to leave you in quiet for a while just so you can come into that feeling of truth inside of yourself. Where am I today? Beautiful. Let's inhale here and exhale, come back to center. And then just swap that over in your own time. Taking a hamstring stretch on the other side. Breathing deep here, you guys. Bringing your breath to any contraction in your body. Any feelings of doubt in your body that is saying, oh, I don't want to go there. There's resistance there. This resistance that we hold through the hamstrings quite often affects the back body, the spine, the lower back especially. So see if you can open up your hamstrings with your breath. You know, and don't concentrate so much on the result of this. Just discern to do it and do it. Discern how much breath to bring there. How much stretch is good for your body, and how much stretch might be creating more stress and more resistance in the body. Let's find a place that is productive. A place that isn't, that is facing what is happening inside of us, but in a really gentle way, so as not to create any more resistance. Lovely. Now keep all of that going on. And if you want, you can just let the leg fall out away from the body. It doesn't have to be a long way away from the body. It might just be a little way away. It might not feel good for your back today to do this. You might want to just stay with a hamstring stretch and just take a really long and productive hamstring stretch. You decide, lovelies. What is the difference between discernment and doubt? Discernment has a straightforwardness, a setting of boundaries, and a drawing of lines for ourselves. Doubt has an inability to draw those lines. Both doubt and discernment come from the same contraction, the same place of I'm not sure about that, I don't know. But one is productive and the other procrastinates. Discernment says, hang on, wait a second. You need to do your own thing. Doubt says, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. So you decide. And you can decide to stay here, or you can come back to center and stay there, or you can take the leg across the body. as is your want, lovely, as works with the truth of your body today. Breathe into any contraction. When we're in doubt and we don't know where to start, we don't know what to do, the first thing to do is to look inside for the truth. Discern the truth of the self, the truth of the body, the truth of the heart, the truth of the mind, and start there. Discernment always counters doubt. Let's take a breath in here, you guys. And then when you're ready, come back to center. Gorgeous. Then just hug both knees in towards the chest again, if that feels right for your body. As we hug both knees in towards the chest, we bring ourselves back to ourselves, to that place of personal discernment. I can do what is right for me. I can reach out in a way that is right for me today. Okay, so from here, we're going to extend one of your legs down towards the mat, engage your core, and just let it extend all the way out. And we find ourselves now in the wind relieving posture. And I was just talking about expressing ourselves out in exactly the right way, so don't worry if any wind does release here. What we're going to do is we're going to take a breath in, nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, hold the breath out. So breathe out to end point, hold the breath out and squeeze. And as you squeeze, lift your head up towards your knee. Hold it for a second. And then release. Lie down, relax. Let's do that on the other side. Bringing the knee up towards the chest, breathe in, lift the head, breathe out, squeeze all of the air out and hold. And release. And let's do it again on the other side. Deep breath in as you lift everything up. Swap your legs over, lift your head up, breathe out to end point, hold the breath out. And release. One more time, swapping the legs. Breathe in, lift the head. Breathe out all the way to end point. Feel your pelvic floor maybe engage a little bit. Hold the breath out. And release. Lovely. Bring your hands to your frontal hip bones again. Bend your knees, bring your feet to the floor. And just do some more pelvic tilts here. If you're feeling energetic today, you can discern to come into that moving bridge, lifting the hips up and then lowering the hips down. You can discern to come into just a nice still bridge position here. You can discern, you maybe want to interlace your hands behind you, maybe not. Or you might want to bring a block underneath your hips and come into a supported bridge. We're countering the emotional energy of doubt with discerning what is right for us today. Using this practice to relax into kind of the structure of being told what to do, which is very good for us if we're in doubt. if we're in doubt, practice yoga, we know what we're doing. But within that, we're also discerning what is right for us personally. And all of these things counter those feelings of doubt that we can get in our life, teaches us to set boundaries for ourselves, teaches us how to, just drop into the things that we've got to do and stop procrastinating. Discernment is straightforward a feeling of knowing what we need. Doubt procrastinates. Doubt is a feeling of not knowing. It creates an instability inside of us. If you want to stabilize this pose, you could also bring the block between your legs. So you're sort of squeezing the block between your legs. This creates a lot of stability for the lower back, which is the area that we're working on today. Bringing health to the back body, because this energy of doubt holds us back. It says, I don't know, I'm not sure. So we're countering what that does in the physical body. Beautiful. Wherever you are now, you guys, come out of your bridge position or positions. Bring your feet sort of mat width apart. We're just going to roll onto the inner and outer edges of the feet, dropping the knees one way and then the other. This creates like a windscreen wiper effect through the legs. And I kind of love this sort of mental picture that I'm getting now of like when we're in doubt, when we're feeling doubtful, we can't see a way forward. But when we're not doubtful, the way is clear, and so you can kind of know that you're getting closer to be able to see your way forward with your windscreen wiper legs, and drive your car in the direction that you want to drive it, or drive yourself in the direction that is best for you, that is healthiest for you. This whole practice really today came from an injury that I've got, and it just presented itself in a practice that I was doing, and I couldn't do the things that I usually do. So I had to discern what was right for me. The truth of me today, not yesterday, not last year, but today. And the truth of me today was like, I really need to look at my back. I really need to work gently and steadily with my back. And there's been a lot of doubt around me at the moment where I've sort of not been sure what to do, and I can really feel this manifest in the back body. So when you're ready, lovelies, let's come out of your windscreen wiper legs, and you can hug the knees back in towards the chest and rock a little bit side to side, or you can rock forward and back. If you like, just massage the back against the floor. And in your own time, bring yourself up to all fours. And now let's come into cat-cow. Now you can take cat-cow as slowly or as quickly as you like today. Some days I really like to do more of a sort of a Kapalabhati breath, or like a bellows breath, and cat-cow quite fast, quite quickly. And some days I like to really sort of luxuriate. I don't think that's a word. Enjoy the steadiness and slowness of just a really luxurious cat-cow. So it's completely up to you. You choose. Just let your spine do its thing. You might even want to purr out the breath as you exhale. Unravel the back. Deep inhale. Whatever is right for you, lovelies. That kind of purring sound sounds like sometimes my back feels that stiff that it would make that noise on its own. And that is the truth of my body. And that is okay. Okay, lovelies, let's come back to all fours, come back to center line, and now let's just engage with your deep core muscles. Feel Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha, pelvic floor, deep abdominals, switching gently on, and just extend one arm, one leg, opposite arm and leg out. Just holding here. See if you can create some some semblance of stability and symmetry in this posture. And the gaze can be wherever is comfortable for you. You can discern whether to look straight ahead or look down. And then when you're ready, exhale, release that, and then let's come to the same pose on the other arm and leg. Breathing here, holding, and then inhale, exhale, release. Lovely. Come to seated now. Actually, no, let's push back, downward facing dog. We haven't had a dog today, and it's a great posture for the back body because we're stretching right the way from the index finger knuckles, if you push them into the floor, all the way through the arms, all the way through the back, all the way back, backs of the legs and into the heels. If you need to, though, put a bend in your knees. Absolutely fine if you're tight in your lower back today. It can be a really nice stretch out. And then in whatever way works, I kind of prefer to walk my hands to my feet, and then you can gently fold forward. Lovely. Let's inhale halfway and exhale, fold forward again, keeping a bend in the knees if you've got a lot of stress or tension or contraction in your back body. And then inhale halfway when you're ready. Hopefully you've been breathing all the way through this. And as you exhale, let's just drop down to your knees and come to seated. Extending your legs out in front of you. Let's inhale, extend the body, open the heart forward a little bit. And exhale, fold on in. So we just transitioned from our fold standing to seated now. And for me, sometimes, I like to get a rolled up blanket or a towel and pop it underneath my knees for this pose, so I can really breathe into the back body. On another day, I might really want to work to extend my hamstrings and pull my toes towards my face and really work the backs of my legs. And you can decide what is right for your body today, whether you want to bend the knees a little bit, support the backs of the legs, and let the back body relax more, or whether you'd like to work the back body more by working more into your hamstrings. You could even bring a strap around your feet. Whatever's right for you today, lovelies. We're countering the contraction of doubt inside the body with a deep breath, with the release and the trust in gravity. So we're releasing the resistance where we can, but also it's a little juxtaposition really, that if we create if we create structure, that helps doubt. So if we know what we're doing, it helps us to come out of those feelings of procrastination and doubt. If we just do what we're doing, we decide what to do and we do it. So it's a little bit of that and a little bit of this. And hopefully, as I've been kind of waffling on there, you guys have decided which fold to take, and you're in it, and you're breathing, and you're feeling it, and you're discerning, and you're connecting to the truth of yourself, and discerning what is right for you today. Releasing any resistance, releasing any feelings of, I don't know, I'm shying away from this. Just let yourself fall into yourself. Beautiful. Let's inhale here. Exhale, slowly come on out. Bring your feet to the floor. Bring your hands to the floor behind you. And then let's just lift the hips for tabletop. Just counter that a little bit. Lovely. And then drop the hips back down so you're seated. Grab your block and pop the block between your thighs. And squeeze your legs together and come into whatever version of Navasana or boat pose is right for you. So you might just be squeezing the block and just sort of letting the chest open and using your core to hold your body up as you gently kind of rock back into your boat. You might have your toes touching the ground. They might be just away from the ground. You might play around with extending the legs if you feel strong enough in your core today. Try not to let this pose fall into the back body. Try to keep the core engaged so it supports the back body in this pose. Open through the chest as you do so. Breathe really deeply into the natural contraction that happens in this unnatural position. Create space in that contraction. So we're not always necessarily trying to release the contraction, or we're working with it. We create space within it. And then I'm going to stop talking. You can exhale, release that. Well done. Okay, lovelies. Now I'm going to get your rolled up blanket or your rolled up towel and place it horizontally across your mat. Lovely. And then we're just going to come to lie down on the belly, but I'd like for you to place your frontal hip bones, we've been touching them in the pelvic tilts, onto the rolled up blanket or towel. And then just lie on your belly. And this pose is lovingly referred to as the belly flop. We are letting the belly release and relax now forward over the blanket. You can turn your head to whichever side feels right for you and relax completely here. So this is a supported pose that is really said to be very beautiful for the back body. And maybe it feels very restorative and really beautiful for you today. Maybe not. Work with the truth of your body, lovely, and adjust as necessary. Try to find whatever position brings you this feeling of complete relaxation. I can completely let go now. I can completely release the contractions in my body that most often come from feelings of doubt in my life, where I'm going, oh no, I can't, I won't, I don't want to, I'm not sure, into absolutely yes, 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 I can. I can completely relax here. I can trust gravity here. I can release my own resistance to the world around me. I can release my universal resistance to gravity. I can become part of the earth. I can let go. I know exactly what I'm doing here. I am safe. If my head is turned one way, I can feel free to turn it the other way if that is my want. If I discern that that is right for me, then that is what I shall do. In fact, I shall go so deeply into my body as to discern exactly what it needs, and I shall do that in this moment right now. My yoga practice is a space in my life where I can practice discernment. I can counteract the contraction of doubt. I can create space for myself, and I can also create lines and boundaries for what is right for me. I can belly flop. I may choose now to turn my head to center, inhale through the nose, and exhale out a deep sigh. I could even begin to purr again in the contentment of knowing exactly where I am. Like a cat. Cats are one of those animals that you rarely see them doubtful. Cats are very good at discerning and very good at decisive action. They know exactly what they need. So if you're purring now, I get you. Purr away, lovelies. Let go. How do we know the difference between discernment and doubt? Discernment has a straightforwardness, a setting of boundaries, a drawing of lines that are healthy for ourselves. Like a healthy spine draws a healthy line. Doubt has an inability to draw those lines. Doubt is unstable, unstructured, unsafe. Both doubt and discernment come from a contraction that is similar, or if not the same. I don't know. But discernment says, let's look at that productively. And doubt says, I don't know, I don't want to look, so I procrastinate. One is productive and the other procrastinates. We counter the doubt, the natural doubt that we have as human beings, with bringing in our personal discernment. We know exactly what is right for us, and we hold that line. Beautiful. Okay, lovelies. Let's slowly, in whatever way works, Push yourself up and out of that and into child's pose. You can use your towel or your blanket to pad your head in child's pose, or you could even put it underneath your hips to give your knees a bit more space. Discern what is right for you and adjust accordingly. And now breathe. Once you find your child's pose, whichever one works, you can have the knees together or far apart. You can have the arms extended or back behind you. When you find, what is right for you today, what works with the truth of your body today, relax and breathe into the back body. Nothing opens up the back of the body like this pose. Breathe into your hips, breathe into your lungs, breathe into your shoulders. Breathe into your kidneys. Breathe into your spine. Breathe into your ribs, countering any feelings of contraction, releasing any resistance to gravity. Letting out an audible sigh. Oh, what a relief. I know where I am. Finally. Here I am. I've arrived. Maybe even purring. And I'm not kidding. Sometimes for me, I don't arrive in my practice until, the last sort of 10 minutes. Living a life, it can be full of doubt. It can be full of instability and uncertainty. And like I said before, one of the gifts of having a yoga practice is it's a place in my life where I can just settle. I can come into this routine and this structure that creates stability for me, helps me to discern where I'm at. And it can take time to work out where we are in this big old universe. So an audible sigh, if you like. And then from child's pose, let's come back to cat-cow. And you can purr out the breath if you're feeling like the cat that kind of knows exactly what is right for them in this moment. Exactly what is good. And if you still feel that contraction of doubt, lovelies, don't beat yourself up for it. Know that when you can see the doubt and you can work with it, there's a definite in there. It's like a juxtaposition of saying, there is definitely doubt. But at least we know that that's what it is. Working the breath up and down the spine. Working with doubt, using discernment to work with doubt. So we're not shying away from ourselves, we're dropping deeply into wherever it is that we're at. And for some of us, we might know exactly where we are at this point. For some of us, we still might not be that sure, but it's all okay. Lovely. And then let's come to seated position. Bring your legs out in front of you and just cross one leg over the other. So your knee is bent and the sole of your foot is on the floor. And we're going to do a nice sort of spinal twist towards the bent knee. Nice and easy. Breathing space into any contraction. And if we want to, you can take this as far as you want. So if you want more contraction, you just breathe out and squeeze a little deeper into that lower belly. And work with that contraction. I think this is where I'm heading with this whole theme of doubt. Sometimes it's hard to come out of our doubt. It's hard to come out of that contraction. And in those times, we just need to work with it. Know that it's there and kind of, just work there, bring breath to it, bring space to it as best we can. Sometimes we counter the doubt with strong discernment. This is what's best for me. And that counters it. Sometimes doubt is countered by having a structure, by being told what to do or knowing exactly what to do in any one moment. And we choose. We choose which one of those options works best for us today, knowing that tomorrow may be different. And that's all okay. Let's come out of that twist now. Just swap the legs and come into it on the other side. Working with the truth of the self. The first place, the only place where we can discern from is from our own inner truth. So like for me today, when I was writing this practice, I was like writing it because I felt injury and I had to discern to do less. And I could feel the contraction that I needed to breathe into that was turning into pain. And if I'd have pushed that, it could have easily turned into more injury or spasm. And, I sat here afterwards thinking, how am I going to write this practice? I don't really know where to start. So much was learned in that. And, my higher self just kind of said, always start from the truth of the self, the truth of the body. When I am in doubt, it affects my spine. It makes, difficult to draw lines. My spine feels like it's twisting in all the wrong places, or moving in all the wrong places. And that is why today this body was about the health of the back. Because when we're doubting, we're moving back and away from something, not going into it and discerning what it is. Let's come out of that twist, lovelies. Gorgeous. And then let's just come to lie down and thread the needle on whatever side works for you today. And today, after my practice earlier, I was like, wow, I feel like I've got like a dry spine, everything is crunching in my torso, my spine, my ribs, my shoulders, my hips, my arms, my legs. It's like, my trunk hurts, the middle of me hurts. It's because there's no stability, because there's too much doubt there. This is why when we practice, it's really important that we practice for ourselves and not for anyone else, not for the attainment of goals or the attainment of postures. We don't really want to work for them. They work for us. These postures, these asanas are ancient medicine that when we practice them with discernment, they heal us. And that is why we have to choose the best version of each posture for ourselves. And that structure counters doubt. Let's swap your thread the needle over, lovelies. And let's counter all of my talking with some silence and some breath into any contraction. Any place inside of us that is closed down to a thing, let's open it up with breath. Beautiful. Then let's come out of that thread the needle and let's take it again on the other side. But this time, don't lift your foot away from the floor. So just take the shape with your legs. And we're going to take this into a twist. So your raised foot, if you flex that foot, and then twist your body so the sole of that foot comes to the ground. Bringing your breath to any contraction, any resistance. The breath carries prana, and the prana is full of certainty. So if nothing else in your practice today, bring the certainty of your breath to any contraction in your body. Or any contraction in your heart, or any contraction in your mind that might feel like it doesn't know what to do with itself. Let's inhale here. Exhale, engage your core, gently come out of that. Swap your legs over. And when you're ready, take exactly the same posture on the other side. Adjust as necessary. You choose, lovelies, what is right for your body today. Let the asana work for you. Don't work so much for the asana. And don't doubt that it will come in its own good time. It is okay to do less. When we discern to do less, we counter the energy of doubt that can be so discombobulating, so confusing, and so unstable. Bring the certainty of your breath into the shape. And then when you're ready, engage your core and come on out of that in your own time. Lovely. Let's bring your feet wide to the edges of your mat, and we're going to come back into that windscreen wiper legs. Again, you can do this as slowly or as quickly as you like. The movement can be as big or as little as you like. Discern what feels right for your back today, what feels right for your spine. Draw that straight line, that steady line of the spine, that steady line of discernment, having that strong backbone. that doesn't procrastinate, that knows exactly what to do. It doesn't fall into doubt. That isn't all over the place. That is very strong, very steady. Beautiful. And then let's come back to center when you're ready. And just hug your knees gently in towards your chest, being very respectful of your lower back. And just roll to one side. Lying on your side, so you're like in a little sort of curled up, sort of fetal position. Just open up the top arm and top leg until you roll back onto your back, and then roll to the other side. And you can do this as many times as you like, as quickly or as slowly as you like. So you're massaging through the back. Lovely. And then when you're ready, come back to center. And gently extend your legs out along the mat. If your back is tight today, you don't need to do this. You can bring the towel underneath your knees and you can just come into a nice supported Shavasana, or the blanket underneath your knees to support your Shavasana today, because we're working on the health of the spine. But just because I like this pose, you can bring your feet together if you like, and you can start to flex and point the feet. This creates movement through the whole of the body, and eventually you can flex and point them that fast that your whole body starts to move gently up and down along the floor. I find this very relaxing at times. But today my back is very sore, so whether it would be relaxing for me today, I don't know. My job is to discern what is best for me. Maybe this little massage, if you move your feet quickly, it's kind of like, it's really interesting. Or maybe you're in Shavasana already with the towel underneath your knees. Or maybe, you feel like taking a happy baby, or a couple more twists, or whatever works for your body today. Just discern what is right for you. Doubt and discernment come from the same sort of contraction. They both take us away from a thing. They both say, I'm not sure, I'm pulling back. So we're coming into the back body today just to counter that, the pressure on the back that creates. Discernment can counteract doubt. How can we tell the difference? Discernment is straightforward and decides. Doubt is all over the place and procrastinates. Whether or not you feel that you have... Sorry, lovelies, you can stop that massaging out now or whatever it is that you're doing, and you can take Shavasana. Make sure you be warm enough for the next sort of 10 minutes or so. Let's have no doubt, lovelies, that today's practice has helped you to counter any doubt inside of you. If we have like a natural sort of predisposition to doubt, you might be lying here now saying, well, I doubt I've released anything. I doubt that I've released any of my doubt. But just the fact that you've looked at your doubt means you've worked with it, you've moved towards it And doubt moves away from, doubt is very shy. It moves away from a thing, but you've moved towards it. You've taken a step towards it. So have no doubt, lovelies, that you have worked with your doubt today. And I know how that might feel if you're a very doubtful person. But let's counter that, lovelies, with a certainty of breath. The certainty of the ground underneath you in Shavasana, the support of the ground, the certainty of gravity. Take your breath to any contraction. Feel the ground underneath you. Feel the structure and the stability of ground. Release your resistance to gravity. Let go. In this final pose of Shavasana, the ultimate pose to counteract doubt, have the faith to let go completely. And then let go again, and let go again, and let go again. Whenever you feel the resistance against gravity creeping back, or the contraction in your muscles creeping back, or the doubt in your mind that you can relax creeping back, let go again and again and again. Keep letting go. It is safe to move away from your doubt right now. Follow the exhale into the relaxation. Out of the contraction. Let yourself open and blossom to all things. And drop yourself like a lotus flower into the ocean of gravity. Relax. Relax. Relax.